Every day, thousands of people over 50 go out for a walk, believing they are doing something good for their health. And in many cases, they are. But what most people never realize is this: walking alone is not enough. I've spoken with many older adults who walk regularly and still complain about stiff knees, low energy, aching hips, poor balance, and constant fatigue. Some even tell me they feel worse after walking than before. And almost every time, the issue is not the walking itself, it's how they walk. A few small habits, repeated every day, can quietly place extra stress on your joints, tighten your muscles, reduce circulation, and leave your body feeling older instead of stronger. The good news is that these mistakes are usually easy to correct once you become aware of them. And today, I want to walk through the most common walking mistakes people over 50 make without realizing it. Because walking, when done properly, remains one of the most powerful tools for supporting mobility, circulation, posture, energy, and long-term independence, especially after 50. You do not need extreme workouts, you do not need expensive equipment, and you do not need to exhaust yourself, but you do need the right approach. The first thing to understand is this: after 50, the body begins changing in very predictable ways. Muscle tissue gradually decreases, joint flexibility becomes more limited, circulation slows down, recovery takes longer, balance becomes less stable. None of this happens overnight, but year after year these small changes accumulate. And if the body stops moving regularly, those changes often speed up. This is one reason walking matters so much later in life. Walking stimulates circulation. It keeps the joints moving. It activates muscles that support balance and posture. It helps maintain mobility in the hips, knees, ankles, and lower back, but only when it's done correctly. Because poor walking habits can place unnecessary strain on the body and reduce many of the benefits people expect to receive. Let's begin with the first major mistake: starting too fast. This is incredibly common. Many people step outside and immediately begin walking at full speed, as if the body should instantly be ready for movement. But the body does not work that way. After sitting or resting, the muscles are still stiff. The joints are not fully warmed up. Circulation has not adjusted yet. Breathing is still shallow. And when movement begins too aggressively, the body reacts with tension instead of smooth coordination. This is especially important after 50 because the tissues are less forgiving than they were years ago. The smarter approach is much simpler. For the first few minutes, walk slowly, not lazily, not inefficiently, deliberately slowly. Allow the body to transition into movement. Give your breathing time to deepen. Allow the joints to loosen naturally. Let circulation increase gradually. Most people are surprised by how much better their walk feels after making this one adjustment alone. The second mistake is poor posture while walking. You can see this almost everywhere now: rounded shoulders, head leaning forward, eyes aimed down toward the pavement or a phone screen. And over time, this posture creates enormous tension throughout the body. When the head moves forward, the neck and upper back muscles must work much harder to support it. The shoulders tighten, the chest compresses, breathing becomes more shallow. And shallow breathing changes everything. The body receives less oxygen, the muscles tire faster. Walking begins to feel heavier and more exhausting than it should. Many people assume this feeling simply comes with age. But very often, posture plays a much bigger role than people realize. A simple adjustment can make a major difference. Imagine a gentle string lifting the top of your head upward. Relax your shoulders. Keep your chest open naturally. Allow your gaze to stay forward instead of down. Not rigid, not forced, just aligned. When posture improves, breathing improves. When breathing improves, movement becomes easier. The third mistake is wearing the wrong shoes, and this is one of the most overlooked problems of all. Many people continue walking in shoes that have lost their support years ago. From the outside, the shoes may still look perfectly fine, but inside, the cushioning has often flattened. The support has weakened. The structure is no longer helping the body absorb impact properly. And after 50, that matters much more than it used to. The natural cushioning under the feet gradually becomes thinner with age. That means the joints rely more heavily on the shoes for shock absorption. Without proper support, the stress from every step travels upward through the ankles, knees, hips, and lower back. Over time, that repeated strain can leave people feeling sore even after relatively short walks. A good walking shoe should feel stable, supportive, and flexible in the front. Your foot should move naturally without collapsing inward. And if you walk regularly, replacing worn-out walking shoes every year or so can make a remarkable difference in comfort. The fourth mistake is walking too much at once and not consistently enough. Many people stay inactive during the week and then try to make up for it with one long, exhausting walk on the weekend. But the body responds far better to consistency than intensity. Shorter walks done regularly usually help the body much more than occasional overexertion. The goal is not to punish the body. The goal is to keep it active consistently. Even 20 to 30 minutes most days of the week can support circulation, mobility, energy, and overall endurance. And if that feels difficult right now, start smaller. 10 minutes is still movement. 15 minutes is still progress. The body adapts gradually, and gradual progress is what lasts. Another major mistake people make is keeping their arms completely still while walking. This may seem unimportant, but natural arm movement actually helps the entire body move more efficiently. When the arms swing naturally, balance improves. Coordination improves. The spine rotates more smoothly. Walking feels more rhythmic and stable. But when the arms stay frozen at the sides or hidden in pockets, the body becomes stiffer. Movement feels less fluid. The lower back often compensates, and the walk becomes less effective overall. You do not need exaggerated motion. Just allow the arms to move naturally with your stride. You may notice almost immediately that walking begins to feel easier and more comfortable. Another habit that quietly causes problems is walking while constantly looking at a phone. This has become incredibly common. People walk while reading messages, scrolling through news feeds, checking notifications, or watching videos. But the body immediately changes when attention shifts downward. The head tilts forward, the neck tightens, the shoulders round inward. Breathing becomes shallow again. And perhaps most importantly, balance becomes less stable. As we get older, the body depends more heavily on visual awareness to maintain coordination while walking. That means the brain needs clear information from the environment. Uneven sidewalks, curbs, wet pavement, unexpected obstacles. When attention stays fixed on a screen, the brain receives less awareness of what is happening around the body. And that increases the risk of losing balance or stumbling. I always recommend keeping the phone in your pocket during walks whenever possible. If you enjoy listening to music or podcasts, that's completely fine. But allow your eyes and attention to stay connected to the environment around you. Walking is not only movement for the body, it is also valuable stimulation for the brain. The next mistake is one almost nobody talks about: not recovering properly after walking. Many people assume walking is such a gentle activity that recovery does not matter. But recovery is where the body actually adapts. Even mild dehydration can leave muscles tighter and more fatigued afterward. And many older adults already drink less water than the body truly needs throughout the day. After a walk, one simple glass of water can help the muscles recover more comfortably and support circulation. Another thing that becomes extremely important is stretching. When people walk, certain muscles tighten repeatedly during movement, especially the calves, the hips, the back of the thighs, and the lower back. If those muscles are never gently lengthened afterward, stiffness slowly begins accumulating day after day. This is one reason some people wake up feeling unusually tight or uncomfortable the morning after activity. Not because walking was harmful, but because recovery was incomplete. Even 5 minutes of gentle stretching after a walk can help the body stay more mobile and relaxed over time. And finally, there is one more mistake that deserves attention: ignoring the body's signals. Some people force themselves to continue walking through significant discomfort because they believe stopping means weakness. But the body communicates for a reason. Sharp discomfort, persistent swelling, dizziness, unusual shortness of breath, pain that continues worsening afterward. These are signals that deserve attention, not something to simply push through. There is a difference between normal effort and excessive strain. Walking should leave the body feeling activated, refreshed, and supported, not depleted. One of the healthiest mindsets after 50 is learning to work with the body instead of constantly fighting against it. That approach changes everything. Now let's bring all of this together in a simple, practical way. If you want walking to truly support your health after 50, focus on these habits. Start slowly for the first few minutes. Allow your body time to warm up naturally. Pay attention to posture. Keep the chest open, shoulders relaxed, and eyes forward. Wear supportive shoes that still provide proper cushioning and stability. Choose consistency over occasional extreme effort. Allow your arms to move naturally with your stride. Keep your phone away and stay aware of your surroundings. Drink water after your walk. Stretch gently afterward. And most importantly, listen to your body without ignoring the signals it gives you. These are small adjustments, but small adjustments repeated consistently create powerful, long-term results. Better movement, better balance, better circulation, better endurance, and often a greater sense of confidence in everyday life. Walking remains one of the simplest and most accessible habits available to support healthy aging. You do not need perfection. You do not need to walk for hours. You simply need a thoughtful and consistent approach. And over time, the body responds remarkably well to that kind of care. If this video helped you, let me know in the comments how old you are and which of these walking mistakes surprised you the most. And if you enjoy practical health discussions like this, stay with us for the next video and don't forget to subscribe. There is always more the body is trying to tell us once we learn how to pay attention.